All right. Good evening and welcome to a special presentation for my channel. Hi, I'm Steve, and I'm here to call the third game of the American League Division Series between the Baltimore Orioles and the Texas Rangers. From an Orioles fan perspective, if you're here to see visuals of the game, I'm sorry. That's not what this stream is for. It's for people that don't have a way to watch the game and maybe need to follow along with somebody else. So imagine you're in a time machine and it's like 1915. I'm the guy reading the I'm the guy reading all the telegrams or telegraphs. But stand by for a second because I do need to check and make sure my audio is sounding acceptable and all that. I'm a small channel and I'm doing something a little bit out of pocket, so I'm going to just go ahead and take a look here at what this sounds like. Okay. Things sound fine. Things sound fine. Now, wow, the Orioles. What can you say? 101 wins in the season. A team that has no quit. They've shown it all year. And yet, boy, are their backs up against the wall now. Losing the first two games of a 5-game series, both games at home. Any advantages we might have been long gone. We had our ace lined up for game one, what we thought was our second best option for game two on the mound. Didn't work out. Both pitchers got hurt pretty hard. Then there's how the bullpen has been handled. And my goodness, game two, I have never seen a game, a box score quite like game two when it comes to how Brandon Hyde started using middle relievers in the second inning. He cannot do that. What are my notes tonight? Maybe I should just get those out of the way because things go fast. I guess my first question is, I'm looking at tonight's lineup, and I'm like, okay, Gunner's now got a righty to hit. So if you got him hitting fourth or fifth again, like the first two games when he shouldn't have, well, at least he's got a righty tonight. And what does Hyde do? He moves him up to hit leadoff. So probably our best power bat against right-handed pitching is now going to start the game with nobody on base. But you know, at least he'll get an extra at bat. I don't know. It'll be Henderson, Rutschman, Santander, Mountcastle, O'Hearn, the DH, Hayes, Mullins, and Westberg and Frazier. So my two questions with this lineup is, Brandon Hyde, did you watch game two? Do you remember Jorge Mateo going like 4 for 4 with a pair of doubles? Do you remember Aaron Hicks hitting that big 3-run homer to cut the lead in half? And yeah, those two guys, Aaron Hicks, 5 RBI in the series in the first two games. Mateo, 4 hits, batting 1,000. Let's go ahead and sit those guys. Let's go ahead and sit the two hottest bats that we've had in these two games. Why not, right? I don't know. I mean, I get it. Mateo is a guy we normally use against righties, against lefties. But, you know, would I have him today with that hot bat over, say, Westberg and just move Gunner to third? Yes, I would do exactly that. And then, you know, as much as I love me some Ced Mullins, I think you'd have to use Mullins as a bench option and play Hicks in center. I think Hicks in this lineup over Mullins, maybe in the same spot, and then maybe hit Frazier second and Mateo eighth, and then let's go Rangers LOL. Thank you, Thomas. Thanks for leaving one comment every time you show up. That's just sort of to make me feel miserable. A big ha-ha and not even a hello, just let me just write the one thing this guy who's trying to stream at 7 o'clock in the morning that he doesn't want to hear. Let me just bring up the one thing he doesn't want to hear and then laugh about it. Fantastic. Thomas, how old are you, sir? You're about, what, half my age? I might have left something like you on the mattress once, about 25 years ago. Thomas, come on, man. Oh, well, thank you. For each like, you get a free insult. Congratulations. Right, so we are just a couple of minutes away from first pitch. And look, here are the other things. Eovaldi, not going to be an easy customer for the Orioles. He's 8-3 lifetime against the O's. And in his last 7 starts, which is 40 innings pitched, he has not given up a single home run in the last 40 innings. Now, that's during his time with the Red Sox. This is his first start with the Rangers, but he's got playoff experience, and he's got the home crowd behind him. It's going to be very difficult, and hopefully we can break that streak of no home runs, but the Orioles have shown all season that they don't necessarily need to hit home runs to win games. But if we're going to win this game without hitting home runs, then that means the pitching needs to clearly be a lot better than it has been these first 2 games. My advice to Brandon Hyde is if Dean Kremer gets lit up, before 5 innings, have Kyle Gibson ready to go. Like, have Kyle Gibson just kind of taking some warm-up tosses. Just have him, like, as soon as there's any trouble, just have him out there. I don't know where the bullpen is in Texas, like how visible it is to the starter. How I can get in a starter's head, but yeah, we need a long man ready if a starter, gets lit up. We can't just turn to like a middle reliever who can maybe give you 20 pitches. We need a long man. And Gibson, say what you want, not exactly impressive, but he's been Mr. Consistency and an innings eater. And yeah, I'd rather see Gibson come out and then go to Bradish on 1 day short rest. Yeah, play like we've played all season. Play like no one thinks we can win, which is the case now, had been the case all season. They didn't think we could win the division. Most didn't think we can make the playoffs. So play like we got nothing to lose, and play like no one can think we can win. If we lose, fine, but don't lose the way that we've lost these first 2 games. That's all I'm asking. If these Orioles get swept, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a bitter taste for a little bit of time. But my last thing, if I see Brian Baker so much as take warm-up tosses in the bullpen today, if I see any sight of Brian Baker other than sitting his ass on the bullpen bench with a scowl on his face that he deserves, then I give up. I don't know what to say. How you doing there, Larry? There is a tomorrow. There is a tomorrow because we're going to win Game 3. Remember, the Orioles don't get swept. Look, if we lose tonight and our streak of not getting swept ends, that is 10 months of baseball without being swept, and it will sit as, I believe, the 3rd or 4th longest streak of that sort in the history of the game. And the other teams to accomplish that were like the Murderers Row Yankees, the Gas House Gang Cardinals, like legendary teams. And this is a young Orioles team with a lot of players that, fans that aren't avidly watching the entire league, they don't even know these guys. And they put themselves in that kind of historic spot. So, oh, yeah, you got to treat it like there's no tomorrow. Absolutely, Larry. But I feel like Hyde has treated his bullpen like there's no tomorrow in these first 2 games and has been a little too frantic, a little too trigger happy, trying to be a little too cute. Yeah, the overhead lights off because it's morning here in Thailand. It should be getting brighter here. The sun is rising, and Gunnar Henderson steps in. We are ready to get underway. First pitch, Game 3, is up and away for ball 1. Eovaldi against Gunnar Henderson. Gunnar leading off tonight after, he did hit a home run off a lefty in Game 2, so he did go against the grain. Here's another fastball that's just off the outside edge, 2-0. And I do want to see these Oriole batters work the count. I want to see long at bats. Anything we can do to quiet this crowd, draw walks, anything. Here's a swing and a drive. Straightaway center field. Taveras is parked under it and makes the catch. 1 away. And the crowd with an appropriate cheer. They're pumped. Yes, I'm sipping coffee. Larry, are you here with me to the bitter end, my friend? I tell you what. Just give me one win, baby. You know, either way, if we lose, at least I'm watching the last game of our season. Here's a called strike to Adley Rutschman. If we lose, yeah, I'm watching the last game of the season. I'm not going to miss that. If we win, then I'm going to be happy to see a win. So, swing and a long fly ball down the left field line, but it's slicing foul. Hitting just off the top of that protective fence down the left field line against the stands. I also have to remember that this scoreboard thing, this game day app, a little bit ahead of what I'm able to watch, and I really don't want spoilers. So I got a feeling I know what's going to happen on this 0-2 pitch. Here it comes, and it's inside 1-2. Apparently, I'm way behind. The comeback starts now. Let's go. Unfortunately, it doesn't start with Adley Rutschman as his check swing. He goes too far on a ball in the dirt. Jonah Heim applies the tag, and there are 2 down. So we've got a pretty routine fly ball to center and a strikeout of Adley Rutschman. It's really been difficult to watch Adley struggle here in this postseason after looking so good. He was our best hitter in the final month. And right now he's 1 for 9 in the series. Here's a line drive base hit in the right center field. First pitch swinging from Santander. He wastes no time. And he's on first with 2 down. And the good body language in the dugout there. They're turning on the sprinklers. You got to love it. They're not losing any of that. I like to see it. Again, just play loose, guys. Play loose. Nobody's expecting a win. The odds are we're not going to win this series. That's the odds. But what have we done all season? We've pretty much defied the odds, have we not? Here's a called strike to Mountcastle. 2 down, runner at first. Here in the top of the first. Orioles desperately looking to get a lead and maintain it. We did get a lead in Game 2, if you remember. It's hard to imagine, but we did have a lead in Game 2 before the wheels fell off. Here's a swing and a foul ball at the plate. 0-2 on Mountie, and that gets the crowd going with 2 strikes and 2 down. Yeah, it's not so much losing, it's how you lose sometimes, isn't it? Especially with a team like this. If a team does this well for you, exceeds expectations. Here's a pitch, and it's a high gas that Mountcastle can't catch up to. Eovaldi strikes out Mountcastle with authority, it has to be said. And he struts off the mound. The Orioles go, well, they get a hit. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the first. Orioles nothing. Rangers coming up. Yeah, so the Rangers lineup, nothing out of the ordinary. Why would you change it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Same lineup as Game 2. And same lineup as Game 1, except for that Mitch Garver hitting third and DHing instead of Robbie Grossman. Clearly that was the right move for Brandon Hyde in Game 2. He hit the grand slam, and he also hit that swinging bunt that will haunt my dreams. A swinging bunt from the slowest guy on your team. And Grayson Rodriguez just lobs the ball to first base like it's Little League. I mean, I get it. Like the base runner is kind of in the line of your throwing, but I mean, and you're right-handed, so you can't kind of fling it that way. But still, you got to just pinpoint, throw it within arm's reach. I don't know. You can't lob it over the batter. He was always going to be safe with a lollipop throw to first base. Ugh, whatever. I guess I'll spend my commercial breaks reliving the trauma of games 1 and 2. My God. How will Dean Kremer look tonight? That's the question on every Orioles fan's mind. How will he look? If he gets into a jam, how long will Brandon Hyde stick with him? Knowing how it's worked out, trying to play bullpen matchups for like 8 innings. I swear, you go back and look at the Game 2 box score, you can't tell the difference between the starting lineup and the pitchers used, because I believe it's 9 apiece. Absolutely ridiculous. When you got, did Yogi Berra say that, Larry? That sounds like a Berra-ism. Look, I got my Paul Ron. I don't want to say his last name. My good friend Paul's shirt. Well, actually, his name's on my shirt, so I guess there's no need to. Whatever. Dean Kremer. Dean friggin' Kremer. You got it in you, buddy? Can you handle it? Can you just zone in like a good pitcher and forget the noise, forget the funk? First pitch, Kremer to Simeon is low and away for ball 1. I do appreciate hitting the like button, guys. Not a whole lot of people here, but this is not my typical content for my channel. I am kind of dipping my toes here. Next pitch is just off the plate, 2-0. This is what you don't want to see. Kremer already nibbling and falling behind 2-0 on the leadoff man here. The dangerous Marcus Semien, who's been held in check, batting just $150 in the playoffs. He's been the coldest bat in this lineup. Here's a strike to get it to 2-1. And the 2-1 offering is up and away, 3-1. And Kremer already showing body language like, what's going on here? I'll tell you what's going on, Dean. It's the playoffs, baby. Lock in. Here's a swing and a high pop-up on the infield. Kremer might have gotten away with one. Mountcastle calls him off in foul ground to make the catch. And I just saw what happened. Oh, my God. I can't look at this. I want to give a visual aid to people, but there you go. Corey Seager coming to the plate, and I'll give anybody watching my stream right now one guess as to what he does in this at-bat. I'll give everybody one guess based on what you see on your screen. For the love of all that's holy. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul. All right, this next pitch. Here we go. Here it comes. I just, the crowd and everything. Up and in. Okay. 1-1. Wow. So this app is like 2 minutes ahead of me. It's not a good thing. It's the price you pay for living in Thailand. And there you go. A 1-1 low and in pitch is golfed out into the right field stands for a solo home run. Corey Seager. And there you go. The Rangers out in front. 1-0. Off a ball that was absolutely tattooed. 110 miles off the bat. That ball went 445 feet. Absolutely tattooed. off Dean Kremer. And here we go. Here's Mitch Garver. Here's a strike right over the plate. Luckily, Garver was in the mood to see a pitch because that was right down the middle. Good Lord. So the Orioles are now in an elimination game and already losing in the first inning. I tell you what. Again, the worse it gets, the more I'm like, okay, at least I'm getting myself emotionally prepared for, the inevitable. But at the same time, I'm also thinking, wow, if the Orioles could come back from this, what a story it would be. It's 1-2 on Garver, 1 out, and a run in on the Seager home run. Kremer taking a long time, even though there's a pitch clock that seemed like forever. This one's outside, 2-2. The 2-2 is hit in the air. Is it in play? Adley Rutschman takes a look. He's got the mask off. Up against the screen, makes the catch. Wow, with about a foot left of room before the screen, right behind the plate. There's a nice out. So 2 outs on pop-up infield foul balls. And sandwiched around a 445-foot home run. So you just got to hope Seager just was looking for a spot, and he had to. You don't hit a ball like that 445 feet if you're not looking for a certain pitch in a certain spot. That's not a adjustment swing. That's a I'm sitting on something swing. Here's a first pitch strike to Adolis Garcia. And the next one is swung on and missed. 0-2. Hey Lola, thanks, and spread the word to the the usual crowd for my streams. There's not going to be a reaction stream tonight for our goofy home shopping and bingo games. It should be back tomorrow night, Lola, but hang out if you want. Oh, here's a little flare in the center, and it's going to drop in front of Mullins for a 2-out single. Actually, a nice piece of hitting there by Garcia, who's normally got an all-or-nothing swing. That time he really just laid the bat on the ball to make contact, and he earned himself a single. Yep, a breaking ball that he just flicked it. Had enough power on it to get it over the infield and drop into the outfield. 2-out single, a run already in. And here comes Mr. Rookie Sensation, Evan Carter. Hitting .306 in his short stint in the regular season. 5 homers, 12 RBI, OPS over 1,000. 2 for 6 in this series with 3 walks. The 1-0 to Carter is swung on and hit into left field, a base hit. This dude. Who is this dude? Evan Carter continues. No, we can't. We can't wake up a bullpen. One more extra base hit or walk, and yes. Because that Garcia hit, that wasn't a hard hit ball. And this Carter hit, well, God, I mean, what can you do? He just destroys right-handed pitching. I don't care if you put Walter Johnson out there. Here's Jonah Heim, and the first pitch is in the dirt. That's not how you want to start an at-bat like this. You got 2 on, a runner already in, and one of the lighter-hitting bats in the lineup. You got to go right after him, establish that first pitch strike. Instead, it's 1-0. Man, the frustration. And I haven't had any breakfast today. This one is not in the zone. Kremer trying to go belt high on the outer corner, but he misses off the plate. Now you're 2-0 on Jonah Heim. I can't. I don't want to see this number change here. I can't stand having this thing on the screen. Swing and a miss. Heim went after the high gas on a 2-0 count. He was looking for that 3-run homer. Came up empty. But you can afford to do that when you get ahead 2-0. Go ahead and take a big cut. The Rangers' approach to hitting, you can see why they're so good. And this one's hit well. It's hit deep. Mullins going back. He's at the edge of the track, and center field makes the catch. See, there you go. Jonah Heim, you know, he can hit a home run, but that's typically what happens when he gets a hold of one. You know, get him to hit it to center field. You got room out there. Mullins makes the catch, inning over. But Seager puts the Rangers on the board early. Sets the tone with a 445-foot blast to right field. And the Rangers have a 1-0 lead over the Orioles, going to the second inning. My goodness. What am I going to do? I need coffee. I don't have a snack. I got to roll a joint in case things get really bad. There's a lot of things I got to do. Let me take a look at something here. Where's the thing? There we go. All right, so it looks like the morning light is doing its job. That's good to see. How you doing, Pool? It's baseball time, baby. Actually, you know what it is? It's Help Steve Grieve time. I'm watching my third playoff game for the number 1 seeded Baltimore Orioles. And they are, oh, man. I tell you what. Due up for the Orioles here in the second. It'll be Ryan O'Hearn, Austin Hayes, and Cedric Mullins. We got to reply to this. We can't let Eovaldi just blow through this lineup like 2 times through without putting some runs up here. Oh, the Orioles. The Orioles. The Orioles, the Orioles. Ready to get to work. All right. Well, can you... Wait, was that Brian Baker right there? Wait, who is this? I don't know my Orioles with their uniforms off. Who was... I'm trying to put a hat on him. That's not Brian Baker, is it? He's not allowed to smile like that. Somebody please tell me who this is. If that's Brian Baker, dude, you walked the bases loaded to set up a grand slam, and we lost by 3. Gee. It's almost as if you weren't in the game, we might have had a chance. There's Adley. Adley doesn't look happy, and he shouldn't. There's Mountie, I think. Oh, wait, is that Mountie? Oh, my God, who are these guys? Look at this bunch. Mateo got the beats on. Was that Urias? Grayson in behind. All right, the second inning is underway, and it's a low fastball for a called strike to Ryan O'Hearn. O'Hearn, 0 for his last 25. Came in to pinch hit in game 2. Hit a deep fly ball to the opposite field, but unfortunately he hit it in the one ballpark where it couldn't be at least a double. And this ball's fouled away, and he's quickly in the hole 0-2. 0 for 25. Now your number 5 hitter. My goodness. I mean, when O'Hearn has been on this year, he's been one of the best left-handed batters against right-handed pitching in the league. It's just really tough to see him struggle at the moment of truth. Okay, I'll bring back up at least the pitching part of this equation. Here we go. That one's off the plate, 1-2, and now the 1-2 pitch is swung on and chopped foul behind the plate. Count still a ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Ryan O'Hearn, here in the top of the second. The next Eovaldi pitch is swung on and tapped in front of the mound toward the first base side. Eovaldi scoops it up and flips it to first for out number 1. Not exactly a hard hit ball. Not the kind of consistently hard hit ball we're used to seeing from Ryan O'Hearn against right-handed pitching. 1 away, and that'll bring up Austin Hayes, I believe. It is indeed Hayes. Hayes hasn't had a bad series. 3 for 7, a double, a walk. Made a nice catch in game 1 out in left field. And the first offering to Hayes is swung on in line right back up the middle, but to the second baseman, Simeon, who fields it cleanly, and Hayes is retired on 1 pitch. Boy, I tell you what. We work a count, and then we hit a dribbler in front of the mound, and then we first pitch swing and hit it hard, but right at somebody. What approach are we supposed to take? Do we go up there attacking? Jump on that first pitch? Because if you don't get a hit, then it's 1 pitch, 1 out, and it helps Eovaldi immensely. Or do you work the count? Well, if you work the count, you got to do better than just hit a ball 15 feet in front of the plate. It's 0-1 to Sed Mullins. 2 down, nobody on. And Mullins, another struggling hitter at the plate for the Orioles. This one is on the outside edge, and it's 0-2. And the crowd is getting loud again with 2 down and a 2-strike count. The Orioles just have to loosen up, man. Just loosen up. You never were the best hitting team in the league. You were just a fundamentally sound hitting team. You didn't take wild swings. Here's a chopper and just another flip to first. Another out made on the infield. Instead of the pitcher flipping to the first baseman, it's the first baseman flipping to the pitcher to get Mullins at first. And the inning is over. So, through 2 innings, the Orioles have 1 hit. A first pitch line drive single from Anthony Santander. Other than that, it's been jack nothing. We go to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Rangers. Oof. Yeah, speaking of sharp objects, I'm going to get started on an object that isn't very sharp, but it does get a little bit hot. A little of the old devil's lettuce. I'm going to go ahead and get started on something here because this game might call for it. I tell you what, folks, it ain't easy being green. Unbelievable. So, Larry, what are your plans this offseason? Larry, who is your team? Who do you follow, Larry? Hopefully the lag is doing okay. Hopefully my microphone sounds good. Starting early. Oh, yeah. Well, you gotta realize Yeah, Larry, again, I live out in Thailand, and I don't have one of those, like, YouTuber type lighting setups because I exclusively stream during daylight hours, and I've got great natural light coming in here, as you can see. It makes me look extremely handsome. So I've just never bothered to invest. And I'm a small channel trying to grow. I'm like, well, if you're going to invest in something like that kind of equipment, maybe wait till you get to like 1,000 subs. I don't know. I'm not even close yet. I'm in the 200s. So we'll have to see. But I run a fine program, 10 p.m. to midnight, Sunday through Thursday nights Eastern, that has absolutely nothing to do with sports. Oh, Larry, you're a Phillies fan? Man, gut punch, I get it, but you're in good shape. you split at Atlanta. You're going back home. You got that crowd. I think the Phillies are still in shape to probably take it down. It might take a 5th game, which means winning on the road. That's the tough thing. It's like, do they need to win the 2 at home in order to clinch it there? Are they in trouble if they only split and have to go back to Atlanta? We'll see. Okay, bottom of the 2nd. The first pitch is over the plate but low as Dean Kremer starts yet another batter off with a first pitch ball. That batter being first baseman Nathaniel Lowe. And the next offering is a check swing, but it's in there, a called strike. 1-1. Lowe calls for a timeout. Adjusts the batting gloves. Not quite in the frenzied way that a Nomar Garcia-Parra would, but he took a little breather. Here's the 0-2, and it swung on and popped up foul behind the plate. Well, I did say that, okay, they showed the count as 1-0 because I remember saying that Kremer started off another batter with a ball, but now it reads 0-2. Make it 1-2 as a fastball is just a bit above the zone. To Nathaniel Lowe. Josh Young on deck. And Taveras will hit 3rd in the inning, the bottom of the order. This one is a slider inside. And the count is even up at 2-2. Kremer's 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled off. There are no easy outs in this Texas lineup. No easy outs. Even Taveras yesterday in the 9-hole. We walked him at least once. I mean, you can't be walking the number 9 hitter in a lineup like this. What are you doing? Unless that number 9 hitter is Evan Carter, but those days are over. The days of Evan Carter batting 9th ended with that Tampa Bay series. The count runs full on Nathaniel Lowe, and the crowd begins to make noise again. The crowd is into it. The payoff pitch is swung on and fouled away. So this is a professional at bat from Lowe. If anything, it's getting Kremer's pitch count up, and he's already on 30 pitches. There's nobody out in the 2nd, and he's got 30 pitches already. He looks like he's on a pace to maybe get through 4 innings. And another foul ball. And the at-bat continues. This is precisely what you don't want to see if you're an Orioles fan. You got to get him out after a bat this long. I would have rather just walked him if it was going to take 10 pitches. Another 3-2 and another foul ball. Good Lord. Okay, get Gibson up. Just soft toss. Not aggressive. Just get Gibson loose. I don't want to get caught with our pants down where we got to go to a middle reliever in case Kremer gets lit up here. His 33rd pitch with none out in the 2nd on a 3-2 to Lowe, and it's another foul ball. And folks, each foul ball has been the same. Fouled off to the left. Just behind on the pitch, just fighting him off. It's like Kremer doesn't have an out pitch for this guy. Another 3-2. Swung on and fouled away. You got to be kidding me. Good Lord. Okay, Larry, please do me a favor then and don't give away the outcome of anything. I know you wouldn't. But my God, this is... No, even if we get him out here, this has been advantage Rangers. The pitch. He goes just off the plate, but Lowe fouls it off again. I think Kremer wants to walk him at this point. How many pitches are we on here? They just flash it up. 13 pitch at bat. We're about to see pitch number 14. Good Lord. And it's fouled away. Holy shit. This is the Orioles season. This is the end of the Orioles season. The Rangers have the mojo. We don't have the magic. They have, and the crowd knows it. The crowd gets it. They understand how much damage this at-bat is doing without the benefit of actually any outcome yet. Another 3-2, and this one is in play, and it's to left field. Austin Hayes makes the catch, but you know what? Even I'm gonna give Nathaniel Lowe a round of applause for that. What am I gonna do, man? How can I sit there and not appreciate an at-bat like that? That's what I want to see the Orioles do. Now, I don't expect them to work a 15-pitch at-bat, but I want to see 6 pitches, 7 pitches if we can. Here's Josh Young. He doesn't waste any time. First pitch, line drive, base hit, left field. Good Lord. Good Lord. So there's your outcome. 2 batters combined for 16 pitches. One of them only saw 1 pitch and got a hit. It's just rough, man. This is rough. You know, I can't roll this joint fast enough. 1 down, runner at first, bottom of the second, and the batter is Nuno Tavares. The switch hitting center fielder takes a called strike. Thank you, ump. Hey, a borderline first pitch that goes our way. I almost want to celebrate that. That might be the greatest moment we see tonight. It's the greatest moment up until now. A borderline first pitch called strike. I love it. And he follows it up, Kremer does, with a breaking ball way in the dirt. Yeah, 40 pitches for 4 outs. So just do the math, Larry. Kremer can go, what, 90 pitches? So that's 9 outs. That's 3 innings. We got a 3-inning start underway. So, yeah. Go ahead and get Gibson up to in the top of the third so he can be ready to come in at some point in the bottom if necessary. Jesus Christ, man. And that's what you got to do. Gibson and then Bradish, sorry, you're going to have to pitch on 1 less a day's rest. Short rest for Bradish. Just get our best arm out there if we get to a game 4. The 1-2 to Tavares. You got to put a batter like this away. Stop screwing around. This one's popped up. Another one in foul play. Will it stay in? It will. As who is that? Westberg over at third, making the play, and there are 2 down. God, man. So this could very well be a scoreless inning with just 1 batter getting on with a single, but it's still a damaging inning. With all the pitches. 45 pitches. Yeah, so now we're at the top of the order. So it took 45 pitches to get through the order once. That is an average of 5 pitches per batter. Now, I know Nathaniel Lowe ate up most of those. But, God, you just can't. You can't. It's 0-1 on Simeon. And the next pitch from Kremer is a slider, and he catches the outside edge. Thank you, ump. 0-2. An 0-2 count. I don't know what to do. Kremer in the stretch. The pitch is another slider. This one breaking farther off the plate, and Simeon wisely holds off. 1-2. Here's a check back of the runner Young at first. 1 disengagement. The crowd with a little bit of booing. Come on, crowd. My God. I get it. You're pumped. You're behind your team. This isn't like the old days where that's like the 8th throw over to check the runner. Okay, this one's up and in. In fact, anytime now with the new rules that an opposing pitcher like throws to first to check a runner and it doesn't lead to a pickoff or anything, that should make the crowd happy because now you're 1 disengagement away from letting the runner have a huge advantage. Here's a pitch, hard hit ball, and it's into left center field. That one almost splits the outfielders. They're going to try to get to second. It is a double. Did the run score? No, it's runners at second and third. My goodness. So now, yeah, we've got a decision to make. We've got a decision. We got Corey Seager coming to the plate. Second and third. So you got a base open with 2 out. I think you got to pitch around Seager. And I already see the results on the board. It's 3-0. I can't. Clearly they don't pitch around Seager. I don't have to even. Whatever. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Seager who got on base. Okay, I blew it. I'm blowing the call. Oh, they did walk Seager. Okay, they intentionally walked Seager. So yeah, they didn't pitch around him. They just flat out put him on the base. That's what happened. Okay, so now the bases are loaded. 2 down. First pitch is a called strike. But I already know the outcome of this. It's going to be a 2-run single because I can't help but look at the 3-0 I'm staring at on the left side of my screen. Unbelievable. And there it is. Past the diving third baseman. It could be more than a single. It does take a weird bounce off the edge of the stands there. A little cut out of the stands. Crowd is going crazy. Garver with the RBI. It's 2 RBI. It's 3-0. Roped down the third base line. The only thing that benefited us that it curled its way toward that little cutout of the lower bowl before you get way down in the corner of the outfield, or else that could have been rolling around a little longer and another runner could have scored. These are the silver linings I'm looking for, folks. There aren't many. I got to tell you, folks, I was worried when that Tampa series, Tampa just, oh, great. Don't show me the replay of that. Don't show me any Game 2 replays right now. What do you? Have a heart. Yeah, Garver's doing pretty good for a guy who didn't play at all in the wild card round and was sat for Game 1. He only entered the equation in the last game. And, yeah. You are not typing. Pull. Why would you do this, Pull? Why would you spoil? The whole point of what I'm doing is to call a game. It's one thing to contend with this app. 3-run homer coming up. 6-0 Texas. There you go. Great. Hasn't happened yet. That's a foul ball, but it's inevitable because I already know. Yeah, so great. Pull. Dude. Do you understand, like, what the point of the stream is? You're delayed, but you're listening to me. Like, until you hear my voice say home run, don't type in home run, dude. Shit. And it's on a 2-strike pitch. And there it is. Garcia that ball was absolutely destroyed. Show me the bullpen. What's happening? What's going on? They're playing music. Yeah, they went to a commercial. Clearly, the inning didn't end on a home run, so they're going to the pen. They didn't even bother showing Brandon Hyde coming out. They didn't bother showing who's coming on. It's like it doesn't matter. Who knows who's coming on for the Orioles? Well, I guess we'll see it here. It's going to be Tyler Wells. Tyler Wells. Well, I mean, he was a starter for us in the first half of the season. So I suppose there is a chance he could give us a couple of innings, maybe even more than 6 outs. I suppose if you're not going to Gibson, you go to Wells, I suppose. But what are you going to do? It's 6-0. It is 6-0. Embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. I didn't think it was possible for the Orioles to do what they did this season. And I was fully prepared. I did not have rose-colored glasses. I thought that they could go all the way. I thought it was possible. I didn't think that they were a lock. I just thought they had a chance, just on their style of play. I mean, 101 wins. You don't do that on a fluke. You got a winning recipe. You know how to win close games. You play fundamental baseball. You know, you make good substitutions and use platoons in a productive way. And it's been working for us all season. And then we got to the post. I just wish somebody told Brandon Hyde this was just another game. That this postseason was just another week of baseball. Because he definitely, I mean, I can't blame him for what happened here. Kremer didn't have it. My God. But nobody had it. Bradish didn't have it. Grayson didn't have it. Kremer didn't have it. Meanwhile, the Rangers, they don't have Jacob deGrom. They don't have Max Scherzer. They don't have John Gray. They turned to Jordan Montgomery, Andrew Haney for their first, for their Game 1 starter against our ace in our house. How am I psychic? What did I say this time? What was my dead on correct call this time? Because that call, I can't get over that call. Hey, Mel Waters, you want to see something hilarious? Where's my this is me covering the 1 minute leading up to Gunners getting picked off at
Notes about what to look out for, and one says, mind Jonah Heim on the base running angle. I said, we got to use our base running to our advantage as per usual, but mind Heim, he's good.
I just realized you probably can't hear this because I turned the desktop audio off so you don't hear the ball game. So that's a waste of time. Basically, I say, with Gunnar on first base in the 9th, I'm like, and there was a play where right after a pitch, there was a snap throw from Heim to first base to try to catch Gunnar too far off the bag. And as soon as he did that, I was like, oh, yeah, I got this in my notes. Do not, make a base running mistake against Jonah Heim. I know we're known for aggressive base running. It's what got us here, especially with Gunnar Henderson on the bases. But, yeah, Jonah Heim is good. And what happens? 15 seconds later, Heim throws out Henderson to kill the rally. It's just tough, people. It's tough. God, and why did John Means have to pick up elbow soreness right before the game? He looked good for us coming back from Tommy John. He had some nice starts in there, built up enough to be a viable option as a starter in the postseason. He's a veteran. I like having a lefty out there to mix things up. Losing him, he would have been starting. Well, I wanted him starting game 2. I wanted him starting game 2 and taking advantage of Baltimore. But that didn't happen. 6-0. Guys, you know, I want to be a good YouTuber and not quit. But I so want to just quit calling this game. I could do my normal stream tonight and just abandon this, but I'm sorry, I can't. As ridiculous as this is, as horrible as we've played, as poorly as we've made decisions, this team made me so happy all summer long watching their style of baseball. It was so exciting. I had feelings I hadn't had since I was a 12-year-old boy in 1989 when the Orioles had a team that had previously lost something like 108 games, started the season 0-21, and then that following 89 season, they damn near won the division. Oh, by the way, first batter here in the top of the third for the Orioles strikes out on 3 pitches. Congratulations. There's a way to respond to a 6-0 deficit. A leadoff strikeout from Adam Frazier. Here's Gunnar now. Oh, excuse me. I guess that was Westberg. Frazier now at the plate. My bad. Yeah, look, I know it's easy. I'm not saying I'm blaming anything the Orioles have done to lose this series on the playoff bracket structure. I just want to go back to 1 wild card team and 3 division winners. That's enough. This is watered down too much. And this whole idea of having an advantage. Look, in the NFL, to get a week off to prepare and game plan, that does nothing to a high-seeded team in the NFL in terms of something negatively impacting that week off. Baseball, where you play every day and then you take a week off, and then you got some guys like O'Hearn who's been like 0 for his last 25. You expect him to suddenly just have his bat wake up? Gunnar fouls one back. By the way, there's 2 down, nobody on. The Orioles putting together another hapless inning of offense against Eovaldi. The dugout does not look very happy. Swing and a miss. Wow. Gunnar late on the fastball, 97 on the inner half. And it's an 0-2 count with 2 out and nobody on. Boy, I feel like I'm going to be saying that for the next 6 innings. The pitch from Eovaldi is upstairs. I guess that's the second best moment of the game. Gunnar Henderson didn't chase a ball that was at his neck. I guess that's a positive thing. The 1-2 is low and away, 2-2. With 2 out, nobody on. I just want to see Gunnar take a nice, hard, level swing. Just make hard-ass contact. If it's a double, we got a runner in scoring position. If it's a homer, we got a run on the board. This isn't a time to go for a single. The pitch, hit hard and through the gap between second and short. It is a single. Okay, fine, I'll take it. It's the second hit of the game for Baltimore as we go through the order for the second time. Now, that's one thing to maybe kind of have some hope about. You know, sometimes a starting pitcher can look really sharp first time through the order. And then as soon as that lineup turns around and everybody has a second chance, you've seen it happen many times where the bats start to wake up. But with 2 down, I don't know if it's going to help here in the third, but maybe in the fourth inning. We'll see. Here's a first pitch strike to Rutschman, who is absolutely scuffling. 1 for 9 in the series. No RBI. He might have drawn 1 walk. I'm not sure. Just not the type of Adley we're used to. Swing and a miss on a pitch off the... Adley is so out of his element. 91 consecutive series without being swept. That's what the Orioles are about to give away here tonight if they don't pull off a miracle. The 0-2 to Rutschman is fouled away. An aggressive swing on an 0-2 count there from Rutschman. That didn't look like he was fighting it off. That looked like he was ready to dial it up. We need magic. We need magic. I mean, this crowd isn't shutting up, and they got no reason to. Everything's going their way. The pitch is a Baltimore chop. Or no, it's not. It's hit in the air. Gee. I swear, my vision has gone to crap. Adley actually winds up hitting the ball quite deep to center field, chasing Taveras back toward the track to make the catch. I swear it looked like it bounced off the plate, and then I see it going 400 feet nearly. I'm like, no, that's not how physics work. Yeah, there you go. There's another inning without any runs. The Orioles did have a lead, Larry. They scored 2 runs in the bottom of the first in Game 2. You know that game where we got our asses handed to us? We led 2-0 after 1 inning. And then Grayson immediately said, oh, we finally have a lead. I just got to, pitch like I've been pitching the whole second half of the season with my dominant stuff. And, yeah, I can work with a 2-run lead. Maybe the team will give me a few more. It didn't quite work out that way. Grayson instead said, you know what? I'm looking at this clean bed over here. It could use some feces. Let me go ahead and just shit the bed over here. There we go. That's nice. I'm like Spud from Train Spotting. Just completely shitting the bed. You really have to hand it to Spud. All right, this joint's ready. This joint's ready, and I'm ready. I tell you what, I got a little special event planned not long after this stream is over. So I do know in about 3 hours or so, I'm going to be a happy camper. So I'll go ahead and take this pain. I'll take the pain. I need some breakfast, though. I tell you what, if this lead gets even bigger out of hand, I might run down to the 7-Eleven and just have an inning with no commentary. If that happens and you don't want to stick around, I understand. Now I got the hiccups. Fantastic. Yeah, Larry. So to answer your question, the Orioles did have a lead for approximately half an inning. Approximately about 7 minutes, maybe. By the way, can I also just point out once again that Brandon Hyde decides to sit the 2 hottest bats in the line? I mean, Santander's been all right. Gunner's been all right, but we know they're everyday players. I'm talking about the guys that we kind of move in and out of the lineup, like Hicks and Mateo. Together, they're what? They're 6 for 8 with a home run, 6 RBIs, 2 runs scored. I mean, they've provided more than half of the offense. And, yeah, let's go ahead and put them on the bench. First pitch swinging is popped up from Jonah Heim, and it's a diving attempt by Ced Mullins. He doesn't make the catch. This is how you know it ain't going to happen. Ced Mullins with his signature long sprint And normally, most people wouldn't be able to make a catch like this. When Sed lays out, though, you expect him to make it. The ball looked to be in his glove. Oh, no. I take it back. It did bounce right in front of it. But at least he had the wherewithal to use the glove to keep the ball from getting past him. It's a leadoff single here in the third off the bat of Jonah Heim. And now we got Nathaniel Lowe looking at ball one. By the way, Tyler Wells is out there on the bump. We'll see how this goes. So what is that? An inning and 2/3 from Kremer. I believe Grayson went an inning and 2/3, and then Bradish didn't complete 5. So he went like 4 1/3 or 4 2/3. Unbelievable. Our 3 starting pitchers combined in 3 games, I don't think, like, added up to 9 innings. It is absolutely atrocious. The 1-1 to Lowe is in there. A good inside fastball. One moment, please. The 1-2 is up and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Rangers' first baseman. Runner at first, nobody out. And here comes the Raleigh joint. You know what? I got a Raleigh joint. I got a Raleigh hat. Let's go. The Raleigh hat is on. The Raleigh joint. Swing and a miss and a strike. Look at that. I put the hat on. And it's a strikeout. All right, the hat stays. The pitch. Swing and a foul. The devil's lettuce. This is how you get through watching your team absolutely stumble their way out of the play. Man, it's one thing to be the Rays and just get embarrassed in a 2-game fashion. It's so much worse to basically do what the Rays did, but do it for 3 games. Jesus Christ. You know what? Here's a hot take. Here's the next pitch. Swung on and popped up. Here's another ball heading to foul ground, but this one will reach the stands. Here's a hot take. The winner of the Twins-Astros series, and it's looking like it's going to be Houston. They're going to beat the Rangers. Because, the Rangers sweep Tampa and then sweep the Orioles and really make it just look easy. They might be a little too overconfident heading into the championship series. Here's a swing and a hard hit ball to right center. Mullins chases it down. That's the said Mullins we like. That's why you keep him in the lineup even if his bat struggles. Nobody has range like said Mullins in center. All right, maybe somebody does, but he's up there. He's among the best in covering ground, center field. Yeah, like I was saying, Larry, they didn't even go 9 innings. It is absolutely pathetic. You know those old Oriole playoff teams that would win 100 games, win pennants, maybe even win the series a few times? I wonder how often they would go 3 straight games where starters went 8 total innings. Because usually every starter pitched a complete game. They would just go 9 innings by themselves. Those Oriole pitching staffs. of yesteryear. Here's an 0-1 to Tavares, and it's up and away 1-1. And I'm starting to feel a little bit high now. Check swing foul, 1-2. Ooh. I might have to make another cup of coffee. That's the only way to balance this out. Man, it's going to wind up being Braves Astros. After all this crap, it's going to wind up being like the clear best team of this year against the clear, American League favorite with all the, defending World Series and 4 pennants in the last 5 years or whatever it is. Where'd that miss? Wells doesn't get the call, and he does that thing where he walks backwards while staring at the umpire. Count is 2-2. By the way, at least my knock on wood, if nothing else, my stream appears to have had no issues so far. Over an hour into this, so that's something. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 down. Runner at first. Tyler Wells looking to get through his first inning, hopefully of more than 1 inning of work. It's his 18th pitch here, and it's fouled away. So he's going to approach 20 pitches in the first inning, and that's assuming he can get Tavares out. Ooh. I probably actually don't remember that, Larry. I actually spent almost an entire decade away from following baseball. I'll explain why in a sec. The 2-2 is fouled back. Yeah, I would know. It's not a foul. It's down in the left field corner in play. And Hayes makes the catch to win the inning. My vision isn't good, but my only excuse is I'm watching it in a window small enough to where it's a little bit difficult. But I was the senior staff writer for NBC Sports Premier League department for starting back in what 20 what was it 2010 2011. And, so between that and then moving out here to Thailand and then covering a sport that's in England and, being on their time, I could not follow baseball for several years, which really hurt. It was the biggest trade-off, like the one that hurt the most with sort of where my career was going and where I wanted to live. I was like, well, Steve, if you're going to do all this, that means baseball out of the equation. It was a tough call to make. But things have changed since then in the past year. I'm no longer writing for NBC, at least not for now. So it gave me this season to get back into baseball again. And boy, what a season I picked. That's what made it feel so special. It was like it's like I took a sabbatical away from my team, the team I love the most. I mean, I love all my sports teams, but the Orioles are just on a different level for me. Who do we have due up coming here? Glad to be back watching the games. I am. I mean, I can't say I'm thrilled with how things worked out with the path of my professional career. But after, boo-hooing for maybe about 2 weeks, I started up a YouTube channel, non-sports related content, comedy content. And yeah, I know it's a slow build. My bank account isn't looking as healthy as it used to. But yeah, it opened up the door to start a YouTube channel, and I'm really enjoying doing my 10 o'clock streams at night, which is 9 a.m. for me here. And then now I'm getting into the sports commentary thing. So, you know, life throws you lemons, you make a lemonade. Here's Santander to lead it off, and a first pitch foul. Santander had a one-pitch single in the first. Here he is leading it off in the fourth. We need a rally. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Orioles need to maybe put a couple of runs on the board. Next pitch is fouled away, 0-2. And Eovaldi is only on 37 pitches. I think Kremer got to 37 pitches with like one out in the second. Eovaldi's in the fourth. Hey, guess who's warming up for the Orioles in their bullpen? Why, it's none other than Kyle Gibson. Here's a pitch over the plate, but low. 1-2. I need to make more coffee. And for no other reason than just to wet my whistle here. I got some. I can pound some water, but I also need some caffeine. This one's up and in. And the count even up at 2-2. To the switch hitting Anthony Santander. The 2-2. Swung on and chopped over to the first base side. And I got to say, it's maybe the fifth play of its type already tonight. Grounded to first. Low flips it to Eovaldi covering. It's like watching spring training drills. Except intentionally hitting balls over to the right. The Orioles are doing it in a playoff game. It's just so bad. God damn, man. All right, that's it. The gloves are off. Any attempt at presenting a professional broadcast is out the window. God damn it, Baltimore. Get it together, man. Swing and a miss by Mountcastle. I mean, these players are too young to be thinking about golf in the offseason. They don't play golf. They play PS5. Mountcastle fouls it back. Yeah, hitting it out of the infield would be nice. You know, when most of your outs are Eovaldi either assisting or making the putout at first, not a good sign. Jesus Christ. I mean, it is. Here's a foul ball back. You just get the feeling. You look at their plate approach. Like, I'm not saying Andrew Haney is trash. I'm not. Well, all right. Andrew Haney's borderline trash. I'm sorry. As a playoff starter. And I'm not saying Montgomery's trash. I'm not saying Eovaldi's trash. You know, Montgomery pitched a gem against the Rays. Eovaldi looked good too. But there is no way that they're so dominant that these Orioles bats are this confounded. It's our mentality at the plate. End of. And I just don't know what was going on in the clubhouse, what was going on the team plane or whatever the hell during their meetings, during those days off. Like, swing and a miss, Mountcastle goes down. Jesus Christ. Yeah, either 1-3 or 3-1. There's been at least like two of each. It's just pathetic. By the way, I wonder if we'll ever see Heston Kjerstad in this series, which would then it would beg the question, why was he on this roster? I was honest. Mike Baumann, not on the staff, is the biggest head scratcher to me. O'Hearn hits a flare ball. Ryan O'Hearn, known for his great exit velo off the right-handed hitters, just hit a flare shot in the right field for a base hit. A 2-out flare single. Will this amount to something? God, the body language in the dugout is atrocious. Swing. God damn, Hayes. What are you swinging at, man? On the first pitch? A filthy slider by Eovaldi, breaking 5 inches off the plate. Hayes, I'm glad he missed. Had he made contact, and if it were in play, it would have been just an easy out somewhere. Now he tries to check his swing, and he didn't check. We can't even check our swings. Hayes in the hole 0-2. 2 down. Jesus Christ. Crowd on their feet. Am I jinxed? Is this a sign that I shouldn't be doing this? And Hayes strikes out. And Hayes strikes out. Eovaldi with his perhaps most dominant inning of work yet. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. Rangers 6. Orioles non-existent. I'm going to make more coffee. Fuck me. Jesus Christ, man. At this point, I don't know, hit a batter or something. Make somebody else mad. I don't really condone that sort of thing. Aim for the thigh. You know, I'm not trying to hurt somebody, but do something. Get angry. Change whatever your mood is. I don't know what it is. Are you tense? Are you just like hopeless? I don't know what it is. Just change it to a different mood. Because if we're going to lose, fine. But goddamn, take a swing. Take a swing, for fuck's sakes. Pardon my French. Welcome to a professional live stream. I'll be right back. Ah! Damn it. Son of a bitch. And it's Kyle Gibson. Hello, John. Am I hilarious? Well, that's why I typically do a comedy stream and not a sports stream. Why don't you subscribe and come on by Sunday through Thursday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern to midnight, and join the hilarity that is home shopping reactions. Kyle Gibson is on the bump to start the 4th. So we've burned Tyler Wells, and now we go to Gibson. Which basically means, yeah, Bradish, if somehow we were to win this game, which I'm not gonna try and Jesus Christ. Win this game. How about a run? Give me a run, then we'll talk about a potential game 4, okay? We got a 3-1 count on Marcus Semien. So Gibson, this is the last guy we haven't seen pitch yet in this Orioles pitching staff. And Gibson, a line drive snared by Westberg. Thank you. That ball was roped. Could have been extra bases. Westberg snares it for out number 1. Mercy me. But yeah, Gibson comes out and immediately works a 3-1 count. Like, can we just get ahead with strikes? How many times have we walked 11 guys in game 2? Here's Seager. Swing and a miss. There you go. That wasn't in the zone. If he took it, it's another ball 1, but hey, I'll take it. I say now pound the zone because Seager's going to say, you're not going to throw me another strike after getting a free one. Instead, Gibson throws it way too high, and it's 1-1. I know. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, should I call the rest of the game like Tony Thunder from Shop LC? Ladies and gentlemen, I have an offer on the table. This is a deal of a lifetime. This is a game of a lifetime deal. The 2-1 to Seager from Gibson is ball, and that looked like it could have been. That was belt high on the outside black. Yeah, I know. That's one of those borderline pitches umpires normally call a ball, but for Christ's sake, throw us a bone. This one's off the outside, and Corey Seager walks for a change. What, he had 5 in game 2. That's at least 1 tonight. I'm sorry, he's got 2 tonight. So make that 7 walks in his last game and a half. We have walked Corey Seager 7 times in, 12 and a third innings. and he's got a home run in there too. Seager alone has walked 7 times in 12 and a third innings, plus a home run. Absolutely ridiculous. I get it. He's the best hitter in the lineup, but have you ever seen Barry Bonds wasn't given this kind of treatment? Here's a ground ball to third. Could be 2 over to second. It's a clean toss from Frazier, a double play to end the inning. And that is something Kyle Gibson can do for you. Yeah, he doesn't have a great whip, but he does get guys to ground into double plays, and we had one right there. Inning over. Is that the highlight of the game? That's my new highlight. That's my new Orioles moment of the game. A double play to get out of the 4th inning without giving up a run. Yay! Yay! Christ almighty. What is it? I'm looking at is Hell's Kitchen still a show back in the States? That formulaic ass show that by season 3 was just so formulaic I couldn't stand it anymore. Where every commercial break, like before they go to commercial, they'd give you a preview of what the next segment of the show would be. And then the commercial ends, they come back, and then they give you a review of what you just saw before the commercial. You've never seen a show with more padding than Hell's Kitchen. God damn. You got enough money, Gordon Ramsay? Oh, let me say this, too. I've been tuning into the MLB network, and I've noticed that their A team has A-Rod in it and Jeter. Do they really need the money? I hate Alex Rodriguez. And just seeing him in there in his little snazzy suit, like he's like on the NBA on TNT or something. Like, no, it's not the NBA on TNT. You're not cool like that, A-Rod. Sorry. And that just dropped my viewership in half. Must be A-Rod's agent tuning in. Larry, I tell everyone to smash the like button, but according to my counter here, who knows how accurate it is, it's just you now. It's only you. What a successful stream. I'm so glad that I canceled my normal stream where I actually have an audience and we actually have fun. I'm so glad I got up at the crack of dawn to set everything up. I'm so glad I did this for 3 games. I'm glad I got up to do a stream that started at 3 a.m. a couple of days ago. I'm just so glad that I made all these decisions. I don't know if I can express just the level of gladness going on here. Top of the 5th, Eovaldi. Back to work, and he gets the benefit of a strike that was off the plate. Give me a fucking break, man. Look, I get it. When you're dealing, you get the... I mean, but come on. We're down 6-zip. We got our leadoff. Can we at least give our leadoff man a chance? And now it's 0-2 with Mullins fouling the ball back. That first pitch was off the fucking plate, man. Hey, thanks, Larry. Thanks for doing all the things, man. If nothing else, I've made friends with Larry. And Larry, you were here for that moment. You've seen me call a couple. I know my stuff, man. I know my stuff. Like, I want every YouTuber out there to succeed if they're trying, and especially if they're a passionate fan about a team. But I've got the passion, I've got the background, I've got the knowledge. I've got the charisma. I've got it all. What I don't have is a team that can fucking do anything here. Just the outs are just go. Oh, wait a minute. That's a nice stroked ball, but right to the right fielder. On the sprint, Garcia racing toward the line. God, it's just not happening. That's probably the hardest hit ball of the night. And it's just an out for Cedric Mullins. It's just... You think about that Mitch Garver swinging bunt that was part of that giant rally for the Rangers. And then you look at Mullins, who just hit the crap out of the ball, and it's just an out. Another hard hit ball. Westberg finds a hole, a base hit. Okay, we got a runner on with 1 out instead of 2. That gives us a little bit of a chance at a rally. By the way, Eovaldi still just 57 pitches with 1 out in the 5th. He could go 7 easy if the Orioles don't start getting to him. And then once he goes 7, yeah, the Rangers bullpen ain't great, but, you know, if they only have to get 6 outs, and they have been good so far in this series, so Adam Frazier at the plate and looks at 1 low and in for ball 1. Yeah, you just need a 6-run home. Yeah. How about a pair of 3-run homers? The Orioles are known for their 3-run homers. That was the Earl Weaver special, the 3-run homer. We need 2 of them. This one's low, 2-0. All right, in order to get a 3-run homer, we need another base runner. I'd love to see the number 9 man Frazier walk, and that gets our boy Gunnar to the plate with 2 on. And then we can get our 3-run homer. The 2-0 pitch taking. And Frazier was indeed taking all the way. Eovaldi still able to clip that inside corner at the knees. That was not a get me over 2-0 pitch. That pitch was nasty. 2-1 is chopped foul off to the right. It was almost another 3-1 put out, but that was foul. If I see one more ball hit to the right on a bounce for a 1-3 or 3-1 put out, I swear to Christ. 2-2 on Frazier. 1 out. Runner at first. Gunner's on deck. If we want to rally, Frazier has got to keep the line moving here. Any way you can, baby. Holy cow. The 2-2 is swung on and off Eovaldi's glove, but he quickly recovers. He checks second base, but then goes to first for the second out of the inning. Boy, Eovaldi wanted everything. I mean, he didn't field it cleanly. It dropped to the ground. He had to pick it up, but he still had designs on getting the force at second. Thought better of it. Gets the trail runner at first. 2 down. Hey, there's a runner in scoring position for the Orioles, and because this game day app is, well ahead of me, I'm out in Thailand. What are you going to do? But apparently Gunnar cashes in. Here's a first pitch chopped foul off to the right. The Orioles are going to get on the board, and folks, I know you want to see a spoiler-free kind of call here, but what am I going to do? I either give you a visual of some sort and get things spoiled, or we can stare at Brooks Robinson's number 5, and there it is, line drive, base hit right field for Henderson. Garcia tries to throw the runner out at home, but he is in there sliding, and the Orioles have a run. Rally time! Rally time! Good God. Is that what it feels like? Is that what scoring feels like? What an interesting feeling. It almost feels like a drug. Like the ceramic hand and Talk to Me. I'm going to put my hand out. Brandon Hyde, talk to me. Come on. All right. There's one. Oh, my God. They're showing a replay of Westberg sliding into home, and he slid face first into the plate. The helmet came. Okay, it didn't look so bad on another angle, but yeah, that was not the most graceful scoring at the home plate there. Good gravy. Yeah, you got to chip away, don't you? We got to chip away. Here's Adley. Here's one that is very thankfully called ball 1. It was another Eovaldi has been painting. Particularly low and in and low and away. That bottom edge on both corners, he's been pinpoint control. The 1-0. Adley fouls it back, 1-1. Come on, Rutschman. Come on, Adley. Honestly, man, come on, dude. You're a professional hitter. You've got a nice career ahead of you, buddy. I really do think you are the as much as Gunnar might be more of a big numbers stats guy, you're the key to this whole Orioles franchise going forward. You're the guy. The attitude, the handling of the staff, which I guess I can't give high marks to. I don't know who to blame for how terrible the pitching has been, particularly the starters. My God. Just so bad. We got a 1-2 count on Adley. The pitch. He fouls it off. I'm doing everything I can to keep the scorecard on the left side of my screen out of my peripheral vision. I am just staring at the screen. Apparently, there's a bit of a gash above the eye of Westberg that is being treated in the dugout right now. So, yeah, he did basically face plant into home plate. And it wasn't even like a close play at the plate. He was just doing your typical sort of swim move, like diving, like sweep the arm across just in case there is a close play. But he went face first, the poor guy. Another 1-2 to Adley on the way. The pitch, right in the heart of the plate, but Adley can only foul it off. Eovaldi is now at 70 pitches. So he is... This has been his toughest inning so far in that regard. Can the Orioles do something? They got the 1 run in. But it would be oh so nice to just get an extra base hit here. This one's chopped to the right over the glove of the first baseman, and it's a fair ball. Oh, no, it is foul. Wait a minute. Hold on. Show me that again. Show me that again. Adley's standing at second. Somebody's on the phone in the bullpen. I got to tell you, by my eye, and yes, I've made a lot of wrong calls already, that looked fair to me. That's a fair ball. What? Didn't it bounce over first? That's a foul ball? Son of a... Even they're showing the chalk. But no replay? I guess not. I guess it's a foul ball. Good Lord. The 1-2. Fouled away again. This time for sure. And unfortunately, I already took a peek to my left, and I know that this inning is about to end with the score line remaining 6-1. I got to figure that out if I start a channel for the new season. How am I going to have a box score sort of live updated app thing that... Is there a way to make a delay on the app? I don't know. I'd rather be a full minute late. The 1-2 to Rutschman, but we know the result here, and it's a ground ball to second. Simeon has it over to first in time. Yep, it was a solid at bat from Adley. And I swear, Larry, God, to the naked eye, that looked... Did the ball bounce first before it hit the near the foul line past first base? Or was that the first time it hit the... Because if it's a matter of it being fair when it went over the bag, it was definitely fair over the bag. And then even if it wasn't, it looked like when it landed past the bag on the foul line, that like it hit the edge of the chalk. My vision stinks. But if Harry Carey can call a game, he saw those Coke bottle glasses he was wearing, and maybe I just need to get my prescription updated. In fact, I know I do. I've been wearing the same glasses since pre-COVID, and my everything about me has declined since pre-COVID, including my vision. So I probably need to update the old lenses here. Ah, God. What we need is just a Texas bullpen collapse. I'm going to guess Eovaldi has one more inning in him. And if he gets into trouble, they'll take him out. But the plan for Bochy is to get one more inning out of Eovaldi before going to the pen. So whether we can get to him and knock him out in the 6th, or if we have to wait till the 7th when the bullpen is in play, we just got to hope that one or two of their guys in the pen have the same kind of trash arm that our Oriole relievers, such as Jacob Webb or Brian Baker, have shown. And we also, by the way, had better see DL Hall in this game. It's a shame that we couldn't use him in Game 2 because we had to get 5 outs from him in Game 1. But he's far and away got the best stuff in our bullpen. And I don't understand why anyone else was saying that down the stretch. It's almost like the whole, like, well, a left-handed pitcher, that's not a closer. Like, you have to really prove yourself as a lefty closer before you get a little respect. But I'm sorry, D.O. Hall has the kind of stuff right now where I don't mind having him face right-handed pitching. I'd rather have D.L. Hall face the best part of the lineup in any game than play matchups with lefties and righties. That's how good his stuff is right now. All right, bottom of the 5th. Gibson, of course, back out for another inning. I'm sure we'll see him in the 6th as well. Yeah, so ideally you go Gibson and then maybe sometime in the 7th inning you can go to Hall when you have a cluster of lefties due up. Again, I like him against either side of the plate, but you may as well, when you do bring him in, time it to where it's lefty-lefty more than it is lefty-righty. It's 2-0 on Adolis Garcia, by the way, leading off the bottom of the 5th. Swung on and fouled back behind the plate. 2-1. You know what's really going to be bothersome? If Gibson comes in and throws like 3 to 4 shutout innings, and then you got to sit there and go, wow, our best starter was the guy who came in the final elimination game when we were fucking 6 runs down. Oh, that was the guy that's the starting pitcher that could shut Texas down. The one we didn't use until it was too late. Two and 2 on Garcia. Gibson, holding. Now starts his windup. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And down goes Garcia. Wow. Who is this Kyle Gibson guy? Again, Brandon Hyde. What? I just go back to Game 2. Grayson gets rocked. All right? It's still the 2nd inning. You got to bring somebody in. I understand. A guy like Gibson or Flaherty, they're not going to be ready because they need extra time to warm up to go those extra innings for you. So I understand why he brought in Danny Colomb to just shut the door on that inning. And that would give us then time between when he's introduced, the next half inning when we're at the plate, and then going into the following inning, top of the 3rd, I was expecting to see Gibson or Flaherty, right? Here's a flare that's caught by Gunnar at short, and there are 2 down. But what does Brandon Hyde do? He brings in Brian Baker to start the 3rd. Just another middle reliever guy. And not just another middle reliever guy, but like the last guy on the roster. Like the last guy you want to use. And he goes to him in a situation where we need to put out the flames and have somebody that's got the kind of stuff to, set the tone that we're shutting your bats down now. No, they go to the guy who has no command. He walks, the bases loaded. And then from then on, it was just... He finally brought Flaherty in. It was the weirdest use of the bullpen I've ever seen. The worst use. I'll never forget it. I thought Jeffrey Mayer, that 12-year-old Yankee boy leaning over the left field wall to rob an out and turn it into a home run back in 96 or whatever it was. I thought that was the most horrible memory I had to deal with as an Orioles fan in my life. But calling on Brian Baker in the third inning of that game in Game 2, that might be the one. That might have taken first place. By the way, the Orioles get out of the inning without giving up a run. Gibson looks great. Bradish stunk it up. Grayson stunk it up. Kremer stunk it up. Means hurt. Which means we looked at Kyle Gibson as the worst starting pitcher on our roster. And he finally gets into a game when we're down big, and he has proven to be the guy we should have gone to first, not last. Just everything gone wrong. Murphy's Law in the Oriole clubhouse. Jesus Christ. Who's due up in the top of the sixth? The next attempt at a rally will include the heart of the order, Anthony Santander, Ryan Mountcastle, and Ryan O'Hearn. Santander hitting .300 in the series. He had a home run. Mountie is hitting .200 and not hitting the ball too hard. He's struck out both times at the plate. O'Hearn has a hit. That's right. So he broke his duck. Ryan O'Hearn came into that game, or came into that at bat 0 for his last 25. So he's off the schneid. We haven't drawn a walk yet off Eovaldi. That's sort of one of the reasons why his pitch counts stayed down. But I do think this will be Eovaldi's final inning of work. We'll see. Apparently he's already made an out. Because now it says 5 1/3 over here. Oh, apparently I was wrong. It's not Santander, Mountcastle, O'Hearn. It's Rutschman, Santander, and Mountcastle. It's just that Rutschman made a super quick out, and I haven't seen it happen yet. Yeah, I got to do something about this. Yeah, Gibson, there's a reason why he's made the 10-year club. I mean, Gibson isn't ever going to be anybody's ace, or probably shouldn't be. But he's a solid middle-of-the-rotation guy, an innings eater. So here we go. Top of the sixth, first pitch swinging, and it's another flare that Seager is able to just get his glove to and make the catch. Man, that almost got past his glove for a cheap leadoff hit. But again, game of inches, just like that foul ball that I thought was fair. This one just within Seager's reach. And the first batter is, I can't look at the other. We're just going to stare. You know what? Let me bring up Brooks Robinson's number like I had the other day. First pitch strike here to Mountcastle, 0-1. Brooks. Baby. Buddy. Can we check swing? And he went around. My God, it's like we can't. We're doing exactly the opposite of Texas. Texas is an all or nothing swinging team. Yeah, they strike out. Yeah, they can swing and a miss at a pitch way out of the zone. But when they do make contact, they hit the crap out of the ball. The Orioles are caught in the middle where they're trying to check swing. They're hitting, and here's another ground ball to first, flip to the pitcher covering for the out. I swear to God, this is so futile. I don't know what we're thinking, what the mentality is, and it's through the whole damn team pretty much. It's like they're caught in between trying to do too much or just trying to Maybe, hopefully, I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what the hell the problem is. Our streak of not being swept is very close to coming to an end here. It's very close. O'Hearn has a 1-0 count. This one is on the outside. God, Eovaldi. He showed up. He showed up painting all night. Painting, painting, painting. This is how a playoff pitcher looks. Tapped back up the middle. Another infield out on a slow roller with no oomph behind it. He could go 7. He could go 7. Absolutely no life shown whatsoever in that 6th inning with our 3, 4, 5 hitters. That's the heart of our order. Wow. Wow. I gotta go chain one. Larry, you still with me? Larry, booby, baby. My God. Yep, just your typical 1 2/3, 1 1/3, 2 innings. This is the sort of pitching lines you want to see in a playoff game. Every game. Jesus Christ. Oops. Hold on. Hold everything. Hold everything. Hold on. What are you doing? 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 All right, Gibson back on the mound. I'll be right back. Are you kidding me? Pull. Why are you doing this to me, man? Oh, God. It doesn't matter at this point, but, I mean, dude. If a big play happens, let me call it. Oh, God, what happened? Oh, God. Oh, God. All right, this is officially bonkers. This is officially bonkers. Now I've got issues with the stream. Why not? Just in time to see Nathaniel Lowe hit a solo shot to make it 7-1. And yeah, having a lot of fun right now. Having a whole lot of fun. Yep, I know. I saw it right when I walked in. I saw it. In the clubhouse, everybody's just happy and gay. Jesus Christ almighty. Well, I also know that's going to be 2 quick outs coming because it's already the end of the 6th here. And D.L. Hall, by the way, as I would hope, is the next pitcher to come on. Nice play there by Mountcastle to flip the ball to Gibson covering. There's the 2nd out, and we'll have a 3rd out as well. Now it's back to a 6-run deficit with only 9 outs to play with. Fantastic. That was actually a really nice play there by Mountcastle. That ball took a tough hop, and he olayed it. Olayed it in a good way. 2 down. Simeon looks at a ball outside. Oh, my God. Just futility. A 3-game. How many outs you get? 27, 54. 71 outs of futility. 71 outs of futility. Well, we haven't gotten all 71 yet. I guess 9 to go. So 62 outs so far. 62 outs of futility, 9 outs to go. We go to the 7th, 7-1 Rangers. No hockey, not big in Thailand, Larry. And neither is baseball. Neither is American football. Basketball's got its following out here. Soccer, of course. Football, as the rest of the world would know it. Volleyball. The Thailand women's national volleyball team, they are a treat to watch. They are good. Good God almighty. this was such. I mean, I don't know if I jinxed myself or whatever with this whole idea of streaming these games. I mean, it feels. How do I not feel like I led to this by? It was either this or just sit quietly in my room watching the game. And I don't know. Maybe I should have done the latter. Cricket. I mean, cricket's one of those sort of weird sports where there might be some cricket out here, but it's not the. I don't think I've ever come across a Thai cricket like news headline ever. Like I can just hover over this little thing in the corner. Here are the headlines in Thailand. I don't know if I'll find anything cricket related. Eovaldi is indeed out here to start the 7th. Why not? Why not? Just shut the O's down for one more inning. Make it even easier. Austin Hayes has a 1-0 count, and he swings and misses at the next offering, 1-1. The 1-1 is upstairs, off the plate perhaps, 2-1. Muay Thai boxing is huge. Soccer. But comparatively to the rest of the world, still not that big. Golf. Golf is big out here. Got a lot of courses. Got a lot of folks from around the world that like to come here and get their golf game on. It's pretty hot, though. It's not the kind of climate for me for golf. I like it a little bit cooler. I don't like being out there with no shade. Here's a swing and a miss by Hayes. Count 2-2. Hey, DDH. Appreciate it. You can stick around and watch me, just decompose. Nope, no rugby that I know of. I mean, there might be. Thanks, DDH. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled nonsense tomorrow night, okay? This one's upstairs, and the count goes full to the leadoff man, Austin Hayes. So he's worked a full count. Eovaldi's on 85 pitches. And, yeah, just like I was saying, if he puts a runner on here, I would expect that's it for him. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Hayes, you got to at least offer at that and foul it off and fight it off, man. That was always too close. I mean, it was a strike. It was definitely close. It was a freaking strike, and you don't even swing. God damn, man. Unbelievable. Well, I have lost 3 kilos since last month, DDH, so I am decomposing, but maybe for good reason. First pitch swinging by Mullins. He goes opposite field for a fly ball out. And there are 2 down. Yeah, this is 7 easy innings for Eovaldi. He's still under 90 pitches. Just every single thing you don't want to happen happened. Our starter gets rocked. Eovaldi goes deep. I mean, wow, they're showing a few Oriole fans in this Rangers crowd. How do you have to feel for that? I hope you didn't have to travel. Swing and a miss from Jordan Westberg. He does have a base hit today. Singled in the 5th and scored the only run of this ball game, and it cost him a cut above his eye. He took one for the team so he wouldn't get shut out. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Westberg looked absolutely overmatched. 2 strikes, 2 out. This is so. How do you even in the dirt? Thank you. A free ball from Eovaldi. That ball was heading straight for the dirt right out of his hand. Yeah. Only in the 5th inning has Eovaldi thrown more than 16 pitches. The 1-2 is fouled off. And that was just an excuse me swing just to keep the at-bat alive, which is exactly what Hayes should have done in that first at-bat of the inning. Instead, he just stared at strike 3. Bort's getting ready in the bullpen. I guess he'll start the 8th. The pitch, that ball is way off the plate and in the dirt. 2-2. I'll tell you what's going to happen here. Westburg's going to find a way to get on base, and we'll just have another runner get on with 2 out and not any time or anything to actually score a run. In the dirt, 3-2. The payoff pitch is popped up foul. This will be pitch number 95 for Eovaldi. This might be his last batter either way right here, I would imagine. The pitch. Fouled off again. Westburg has probably been the best today in terms of approach at the plate. He's worked some counts. He does have a hit already. He's already made Eovaldi throw 6 pitches in this at bat, and now he's going to make him throw at least 8 because number 7 has been fouled back. Another 3-2 pitch, number 97 from Eovaldi, is fouled back again. This is definitely his last batter. It's a 10-pitch at bat to this point, or 10-pitch at bat to this point right now. Here comes the 11th, and he struck him out. Forget about it, man. Forget it. Eovaldi with an absolute masterful pitching performance. And he is the man to close the door on this series. My goodness. I just don't see how. I know the Ranger bullpen can, I've seen the stats. Even their back-end guys like Chapman has like an ERA over 5 and a whip of like 1.6 or some shit. Like the numbers suggest that a bullpen can blow up, but we had to have scratched a couple of more runs across. If we were down 3 runs right now, I'd have a little bit of fight in me, but 6 runs and the way this crowd is so pumped after the way Eovaldi pitched, I just don't see how. I see us maybe getting a run or two. It's going to be like the game 2, where we were down 6. We hit a 3-run homer, finished down 3. 6 outs left. Who's going to make these 6 outs? It's going to begin with was Westburg, right? So Frazier set to lead off. Gunnar, then Rutschman. Santander, Mountcastle, and O'Hearn will all each get at least one more swing. The only way we're getting back in this is that we got to go through the order like one full time and then back through like at least halfway again. I mean, we got to do what Texas did. Put up a giant like 5 spot or whatever on the board. They've done it to us like 3 times now. They did it in the second today. They had a couple of innings like that in game 2. Just a big big inning. We couldn't get that. D.L. Hall is going to come on here with Corey Seager set to lead things off in the bottom of the seventh. Or did I say Corey? Kyle Seager. Sorry. I get my Seagers mixed up. I still do that. Oh, it is Corey. Okay. I got to go with my gut. I can't remember who's who. My, oh my. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? And I can already tell you before I even have the game come back that according to the game day app, D.L. Hall retires Corey Seager. So, yeah, D.L. Hall, best arm in the pen. Does what nobody else has been able to do. Retire Seager. Why do I know who's better for which leverage situation than Brandon Hyde does? I don't understand it. I'm not saying Brandon Hyde went the entire season without making some questionable moves with the bullpen, but what he's done in this series is one of the worst managerial handlings of a pitching staff I've ever seen. It really, really is. I mean, again, I commend Hyde for the job he's done. By the way, there's one out here with that Seager retired. Yeah, so what am I going to do? It's tough. You got to understand, the Orioles are a proud franchise. They only had 5 other teams before this one to win 100 games. It's a really admirable accomplishment because those other 100-win teams were stacked. Those were Earl Weaver teams. Those were Brooks Robinson, Frank Robinson, Eddie Murray, Jim Palmer. I mean, Hall of Fame guys teams. And here's a base hit to left. So Mitch Garver reaches with one out. Garver's now 2 for 4 today. And you have to wonder why Robbie Grossman was starting in the 3-hole. They got away with it for the Tampa series and for Game 1 against the Orioles, but clearly Mitch Garver is the guy you want in that spot if you're going to use a DH in a 3-hole. Here's a first pitch called strike to Garcia. I just don't want to call this game anymore. I'm less than 2 hours away from doing something way different than this, and I just want to get ready for that. Oh, nasty heat there from Hall, and Garcia swings and misses. Man, Hall's stuff really does look good. God, I wish we could have given him a chance to come into a game with some sort of lead or in a tie game situation. I just wish we could have had a better spot to use him than we have. Swing and a miss. Down goes Garcia. DL Hall. What do I... Could somebody listen to me? Look, I know I don't have any credentials, but my God. If we don't have Felix Bautista ready for next season because of the surgery, and we don't go out and get a quote-unquote closer to sign, DL Hall for me is our closer to start the 2024 season. That's how much I believe in his stuff. I don't care if he's left-handed. I really don't care. He's facing Evan Carter with a 1-0 count. This one is in there. A beauty pitch. Beauty. 1-1. I wonder if we'll see Heston Kjerstad before this thing's over, or James McCann. I guess those are the two remaining Orioles on this roster that have yet to see any action. It's 2-1 on Carter. Chapman, he's not throwing right now, but he's standing up there in the pen. In there, a called strike, 2-2. I'm not a fan of D.L. Hall's gold chain hanging. I'm not a fan of the long, loose hanging chain on a pitcher. Like, it certainly can't benefit what you're trying to do. It can only hinder. Like, tuck it in or something, man. Why do you need to wear a gold necklace while you're pitching? I don't get it. Can somebody please? What is that? Is it like, look, Mom, Dad, I made it. I'm making good money. I got a gold chain. Like, I don't know. Again, he's been our best pitcher out of the pen. If the gold chain helps, go for it. Grounded foul by Carter. Man, Carter is such a tough out. He doesn't hit lefties anywhere like he does righties, but he still puts in tough at-bats, and he can still draw walks against lefties. Another 3-2 pitch incoming from D.L. Hall. And it's a called strike 3. Take your seat, Mr. Carter. He shakes his head, but I don't know why. I mean, I said the called strike 3 before the umpire even made the motion. Response to what? Okay, Boomer, for what? Oh, my God. We're going to the 8th. Adam Frazier is supposed to lead off. I would imagine Chapman is coming in, so Frazier is going to get lifted for Mateo or Urias. I would assume Mateo, based on the fact that he went 4 for 4 in Game 2, and he should have been in this lineup to begin with. So, yeah. Then you have Henderson hitting after that. So Henderson will face a lefty again. Henderson got his chance against a righty. He had 2 hits. He had 2 of the 5 hits off of Eovaldi, and the only RBI. Oh, about the chain. Well, I remember when I was younger, I saw, there were pitchers with chains still, like in the 90s. It wasn't outlandish to see that then, but not a big, giant, thick chain like that's hanging halfway down your chest. Like, tuck that frickin' thing in. You really want that thing whipping around? And Mateo indeed is, according to StatCast, pinch hitting for Frazier. So, as obvious as a move as it is to me, I commend Brandon Hyde for making at least the obvious correct move here. Because there's been a lot of other moves that felt obvious during this series that he didn't make. We'll see what Mateo does. I'm sure whatever happens will happen before the commercial break that I get to see. All right. I've been nursing this coffee for 2.5 hours. It's time to put that away. And I've not had anything to eat yet. I mean, who wakes up and doesn't have a bite to eat for the first 4 hours of their day? Yeah, I feel like Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino right now. We got to stop and think about this, or mistakes get made. You want to know what it's like to kill a man? It's awful. That's how it is. We head to the 8th. Mateo on to replace Frazier, and Chapman starts him out with a fastball in the outside corner for a called strike. The 0-1. Up and away, 1-1. As much as Mateo's been swinging a hot bat, I want to see him maybe try to draw a walk here if possible. If not, you got to square one up. Don't reach. You can't reach on the guy throwing well, I don't know if Chapman's throwing that hard anymore. Well, he swings and misses there, and that was 98. So he can get it up there pretty good still. Maybe not triple digits. I know what you're thinking. Did Hyde use 6 relief pitchers or only 5? Oh, God. The 1-2 to Mateo is low and in. Not even worth offering at. Mateo is happy about it. And the count 2-2. It must be nice for this Texas crowd to take in a ball game in the playoffs and just watch a team just coast their way to victory as Chapman strikes out Mateo. It's not so much that the Orioles are going to, bow out of the playoffs with a complete whimper. I don't know. It's less than a whimper. A whimper implies there was some amount of noise made. I don't know. But it's not so much that we're going to basically bust in this postseason. It's that we're busting so hard. I'm worried that it's going to carry into our attitude to start the next season. I don't think it will. Because, it's a long regular season, and you can't sit there. Don't spoil it, man. Oh, he ground. Oh, it's up the middle. Okay. Man, if he went deep, Larry, you would have killed me. Why can't anybody just let me experience a play in real time before spoiling it? I've already got this app I got to contend with. Henderson has a hit. It is true. Off a lefty, by the way. Love to see it. Well, here comes the heart of the order. Adley looks at one over the plate, but low for ball 1. I was worried the umpire was going to call that a strike. Adley is 1 for 11 in the series. Just one of those things, man. I feel like that those days off really hurt him. He was hitting so well. This one's low. Ball 2. We need base runners. And our best batter's eye is Adley Rutschman. He hasn't shown it in this series, but if I want a guy up there to try and get on base via the walk, this is the guy I want. Here's a check on the runner at first. Gunner back in standing. Crowd making noise. The 2-0 is hit in the air. Ooh. Rutschman almost got a hold of one. Took a big swing, but he only was able to foul it away. Hey, Larry, I don't mean to imply that you wouldn't. Everything's fine. Everything's cool. It's just there was a home run earlier that got spoiled, and it wasn't you. It's just, Here's a fly ball. Can of corn in right center field. Garcia's got it, 2 down. The Orioles are down to 4 outs. Still with just 1 run on scratched. And if they don't score here in the last 2 innings, then basically Texas's bullpen will have pitched as good as any bullpen ever. This apparent weakness of theirs. We can't hit them. We can't hit this crappy bullpen that is apparently their Achilles heel, which is why they could never even think about getting to the World Series, never mind winning it. Hell, nobody picked them to beat the Rays. Well, apparently their bullpen found their mojo just in time for October. We got a 2-0 count on Santander, though. That's a hitter's count. Let's see what he can do with it. He takes low, ball 3, 101. Okay, so Chapman hasn't lost velocity. That was 101. But the count is 3-0. I hope you're taking, Tony. He does, and it's low for ball 4. There's a base runner. All right. I know it's a less than 1% chance, but here's the thing. By the way, I don't want to see over here. I don't want to see this. Here's the deal. Who we got coming up? Mountie or O'Hearn? I know. God, the prospects of that. I might just be done watching baseball for the season. I have no interest in seeing one of those 2 teams represent the American League. None. Of anybody, I want the Twins. And before the postseason was decided, even the Mariners. If the Mariners got their way into this, I would have rooted for them if the Orioles were knocked out and they were still in it. But, yeah, Rangers, Astros. Ugh. So, yeah, with our less than 1% chance, here's what we got to do. We got to hit a home run here with these men on base. Cut the lead in half, and then figure out a way to do it again in the 9th. Tie the ball game. The pitch to Mountie is low. They check. He did not go. Oh, yeah, the D-backs. But I'm talking about just the American League. Representing the American League. National League, I don't really have a horse in that race. I mean, the Braves are pretty deserving to at least represent the league. This one's way upstairs. 2-0. The Dodgers, I felt like they were kind of like the Rays in how they weren't as good as their record. But looking at the Orioles, I kind of have to throw them into that same group. I'm not rooting for the Phillies. Sorry. Sorry. I mean, if it's Phillies Astros, I'll go Phillies. How about that? If it's Phillies Astros, I'll root for the Phillies in the series. But I mean, that's pretty much. It's 3-0 on Mountcastle. Okay, so maybe we don't get a 3-run homer. Maybe we get a walk and then a grand slam. How about that? That's inside ball 4. Bases loaded. All right, Larry, Poole, anybody watching the game, just turn it off. Experience the moment with me. Don't know what happens and then wait for my reaction. I'm going to tell you every single thing that's happening here. We got the bases loaded. Bruce Bochy is waddling out to the mound. O'Hearn, the left-handed batter, is due up. Are they going to go to a lefty? Do they have a lefty ready to go? Or are they going to go to Leclerc? What are we doing? They're going to go to Leclerc for 4 outs? Aaron Hicks had a bat. Aaron Hicks was ready to pinch hit for Hearn if necessary. I feel like the Dodgers are, but the Braves, I can't take it away from the Braves. I mean, they got so many good young players that they built. I mean, they did everything right. I can't take away anything from the Braves. I mean, dude, their team is slugging over 500, I believe. As a full lineup, they're slugging over 500. I mean, it's just one of the more ridiculous offenses ever. And, you know, most of them aren't even in their prime yet. The Dodgers, on the other hand, that just feels like a team with a lot of money to spend, a lot of veterans, guys who I don't think are as hungry as the Braves are or as the Phillies are. That's the thing about the Dodgers for me. Plus their pitching, obviously. Starting pitching, really exposed. I guess the Dodgers and the Orioles, I saw a lot of people saying, I could see a Dodgers-Orioles World Series. And, yeah, hey, a rematch of 66. Okay. Apparently, the Dodgers and the Orioles were the two biggest, what do you call it? I mean, I want to just say disappointments, but there's a phrase for what I'm trying to say. Like a wolf in sheep's clothing or something. I don't know. They tricked us. They tricked us into looking like contenders. Yeah, man, how much money did the Mets blow on that team this year? Hey, Rhino. Boy, are you tuning in just in time to see the final moments of heartbreak. Aaron Hicks is still on deck. They're going to go to Hicks over the O'Hearn, I think, which is interesting. Leclerc is a right-handed pitcher, right? I mean, O'Hearn, you use him against righties. And now we're getting a shot of A-Rod getting makeup put on his face by two ladies while he's like tweeting something. Jesus. Don't worry about it, Rhino. I mean, I've had since game 2 to pretty much, go through the 5 stages of grief or whatever it is. Here's a first pitch inside Aaron Hicks. He's up there with the bases loaded. 2 down. He hit the big 3-run homer in game 2 to turn a 6-run lead into a 3-run lead. Can he do it here again, but even with a bigger impact? This is a called strike. It's 1-1. Looking for some Roy Hobbs level magic from Aaron Hicks here. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. He had a big cut and he missed. And now the crowd you got to deal with. They are on their feet. They are making noise. They are 1 out away from ending this 8th inning with a 6-run lead. They are waving their red towels. The pitch. Way upstairs. My goodness. Jonah Heim almost had to jump to catch that ball. The count is 2-2. Hopefully a pitch that wild makes the crowd a little less quiet. Hopefully it makes Hicks a little more confident. The 2-2 is, what a take by Hicks. A ball low and in that nearly caught the corner. Let's look at the Scoutcast or something. That was, good eye. Full count. Oh, my God, your wow. I hope your wow was about... The 3-2 is swung on and fouled back. Kidding? Is this the time to... Can anyone please understand that this has been like 4 days of trauma for me? And I'm just sitting like in my own feces over here, just trying to be professional enough to get... don't kid. Come to my other stream. That's where all the kidding happens. Here's a swing and a ground ball. And what do you know? It's a flip to the pitcher covering for the out. Haven't seen that play yet. Oh, my God. Oh, boy. It's over. It's over. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. I've loved and I've lived. For that much I'm certain. I don't know the lyrics. Besides, Sinatra's for the Yankees. Screw him. We got John Denver in Baltimore. We got John Denver. What's the giant 5 for? Thomas, this is how I know that your baseball history knowledge needs a little bit of work, man. That's Brooksy in my corner, Thomas. That's the recently passed number of one Brooks Robinson. Yes, welcome to Stairway to Stardom, everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome. We got Precious Taft coming up, C.P. Lacey coming up later. But first, I'm going to do a little medley, if you don't mind. It's my show. Paul, do you know any awful like lounge songs that I can quickly maybe if I do a quick Stairway to Stardom lounge song, it'll give us the mojo we need to make a miracle comeback. When the clock strikes 6:30, babe, time to head for a golden light, hey, yeah. It's a good time for great taste dinner at McDonald's, yeah. It's Mac tonight, hey. All right, maybe that'll do it. Oh, my God. Oh, boy. There's a Ranger fan with a giant blue sombrero. It's weird how some cultural appropriation is still fine. I don't know. Bottom of the 8th. Every Ranger is just leaning over the dugout rail, laughing their ass off, grins ear to ear. I mean, this is so over, man. Here's the 1-0 from D.L. Hall, who I guess is here to close out the pitching for the Orioles. Why not? Again, their best arm. Too bad it's been used when we're down too far to come back. And the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Man, DL. Looking nasty. Can we stretch this guy back out? I mean, we drafted him as a starting pitcher. I guess he's just meant to be a reliever. But, man, it would be nice to see a guy throwing like this for 6 innings. It feels awful, Rhino. It feels awful. I mean, I feel like I could do this and only get better at it as far as, you know, what I'm doing. But, wow, there's a deep fly ball to right field, but it just stays in the park for Anthony Santander to make the catch. Yeah, this is tough. I mean, Rhino, if you're here, I feel jinxed. I'm like, hey, let me try my hand at the old sports streaming YouTube thing. And it's to cover my team in the playoffs, 3 streams, 3 not just losses, 3 like beatdowns. Like I feel like is that a sign, Rhino? Is that a sign that this isn't my forte? Maybe stick to what I'm doing already. I mean, I'm feeling pretty snake bit over here. We got a 2-0 count on Nathaniel Lowe here with one away. And that ball is off the plate, but they check the third base ump to see if Lowe swung. He did not. And it's 3-0. They're flashing the stat that the Orioles' 100 wins tied for fourth most in franchise history. Once again, you think about all those great Oriole teams. A team that from the mid-'60s all the way up until the end of the 80s had the best regular season record of any team in baseball. They went a full generation plus being that consistently good. And then they spent the next 35-some years stinking up the joint mostly. This feels like the beginning of a new era, but man, this playoff, this showing in this playoffs. We got a full count now on Lowe. Hall's thrown 27 pitches already. The pitch is swung on and missed. He chased one up and in. That's what happens when you have good stuff and you're normally around the plate. You can make a batter reach out of the plate, strike him out. That's closer stuff. Really? With 2 out in the 8th, you're going to take Hall out for one batter? Really? Who's coming in? Cano? Really? This is so stupid. I love how we're getting our best arms in there when the game's over and the series is over, and we're going to get our best arms in now to what? Watching the pitching staff in this series, it's like playing a record backwards where you still get like some sort of recording, but it's demonic, and then you unleash some kind of evil dead demon. That's pretty much how this series has gone. Oh, great. Another Jersey Mike's Danny DeVito ad. Just what I need to be permanently burned into my brain. What were your takeaways from that Orioles playoff run in 2023, Steve? Yeah, there were a lot of Danny DeVito Jersey Mike's ads. That's what I remember. That's all right, Larry. We are the kings of keeping the opponent to just a 6-run lead. Well, we don't let them get any. We don't let them, go hog wild or anything. Keep it a 6-run lead. Jesus Christ! Can we just look? If we can just go ahead and wrap this up, that'll give me time to head downstairs and grab some breakfast, clean up the apartment. Maybe spend the rest of my day doing something enjoyable. Good Lord. Thanks for tuning in, by the way. I might as well get all that out the way because this is it, right? We're going to the bottom of the 9th. I mean, this could be like a 5-pitch inning. So let me go ahead and say thanks to Larry. Larry, I really appreciate it. You've been here for most of this experience, but I think this has been, at least from a production standpoint, my best stream. There hasn't been any lag issues. I think the microphone sounds good. All that's great. So I got that going for me, which is nice. But yeah, so going forward, hopefully that's all well and good. Thank you, Larry and Poole and Rhino. Thomas, thanks for coming in and trolling me every time you say hello. DDH stopped in. Lola came in and said hello. I appreciate it. Thanks for hitting the like button and all that happy stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. We brought in a new pitcher to get one batter. It's Cano out here to face Josh Young with 2 out in the bottom of the 8th. And the first pitch is in there for a called strike. Yenier Cano, don't you know? I don't know, Rhino. How soon are you going to catch me? This season is over. And I don't know if you're going to... Yeah, my next baseball stream is probably April something. That's an infield hit for Josh Young. Gunnar Henderson unable to throw him out after he hit the ball deep in the hole at third base. Yeah, my mic didn't. I didn't spontaneously combust. The joint I was smoking earlier was nice. The lack of snacks is one thing I got to work on. I have to have snacks around doing stuff like this. Yeah, it's going to be back to the QVC, HSN, Shop HQ, Shop LC, Shop and Save, TVSN, JTV, the Gym Network, some weird German, Pearl TV. Yeah, we got it all. Gym Collectors with Sean, T-Von with Lauren Blair. If it's home shopping, I'm your man. Here's a swing and a high fly ball to straightaway center. Mullins has it, and the inning is over. We go to the ninth. And the announcer on the broadcast has the audacity to say, do the Orioles have one more miracle left in them? That's to imply that there were other miracles that already happened. There have been 0 miracles. How do you have one more than 0? How about one miracle? Sean has a new video. Okay, well, tomorrow night we know what we're doing. Do the Orioles have another miracle in them? Well, where was the first miracle? Good God. I did this not because I expected to draw a large crowd out of nowhere. A couple of random people have shown up. It was more, again, just to get my feet wet. This felt like the right time to do it. I don't know if I like the feeling of my feet. I really did dip my toe in these playoffs. I did not even get ankle deep into these playoffs. Just a little toe splash. God damn, man. It's just tough. The whole thing, first of all, is there going to be an asterisk when it comes to the Orioles' consecutive series without being swept thing that they got going because this isn't a regular season game? Like, are those other previous records including playoff series? I don't know. But, man, what a way to lose that streak. What a way for that streak to end. Let's go. Come on. I know Red Bull gives you wings. Does it? Don't miss SmackDown on Fox. Is that a wrestling event or is that another Republican debate? I don't know. I can't tell the difference. Jose Leclerc on the mound. 3 outs to go. The Orioles. The we don't get swept Orioles. First pitch swinging, fouled back by Austin Hayes. He's 0 for 3. Got called out looking in his last at bat. I remember because it pissed me off. He should have seen how it was in the zone the whole way to the plate, and he didn't even just try to foul it off. I mean, the 0-1 to Hayes is just off the plate, and it's 1-1. I am starving. The 1-1 is swung on and popped up on the infield. Leclerc wants it, but he backs off for Josh Young, who makes the catch. Good idea, Leclerc. So the first out of the inning is a pop-up in front of the pitcher's mound. He hit that about as hard as a wiffle ball there. Fantastic. 2 outs remaining for the inevitable. And no, I didn't quit on the Orioles. If I quit on the Orioles, I would have stopped streaming in game 2. Mullins with a ground ball to right. 2 gone. The second baseman, Simeon, with a sliding stop, pops up and throws out Mullins. And the Orioles are down to their final out of the season. There are hugs going on in the stands for the Rangers. I can't look, man. Texas is probably going to have Scherzer ready for the next round, by the way. John Gray might be ready. Here's a swing and a miss from Jordan Westberg, your likely final batter of the 2023 Orioles season. The 0-1. Check swing fouled off. And the Orioles are down to their last strike. It's been a hell of a season, man. It's been a hell of a regular season. I'm never going to take that away. It's been a summer I'll never forget. I mean, I felt like a 12-year-old boy again, but there you go. Strike 3, Westberg, done. Orioles season over. Rangers, sweep it. They deserved it. They outplayed us in every way, shape, and form. Completely outplayed us. Bruce Bochy, I mean, it starts with the managers. Bochy he pressed all the right buttons. Starting Haney game 1, I said, good idea. Between Dunning and Haney, go for the lefty. You're in Camden Yards. Make us hit from the other side of the plate. Take the power out of Gunner's bat. I love it. They just showed a shot of Heston Kjerstad. Like, yeah, I guess that's your involvement for the postseason. 1-2 second shot of you after the series ends. Yeah, it's just, what can you say? I mean, we got to go out and get a frontline starter. I hope we got the money to do it. I hope, looking at the core of this team, that Angelo says, yeah, I'm willing to spend money on a top of the rotation guy, or at least a number 2 guy, something to anchor this staff a little better when we get to a postseason. Otherwise, we got plenty of talent. We got Jackson Holiday still ready to make an impact for this team, perhaps as early as next year. A lot of things to feel good about in terms of, putting up another solid win. I mean, maybe we don't get to 100 wins next season. Maybe if we get to 90, 91 wins and we get a wild card, we should be happy with that. Because, again, it's not easy to win 100 games every year, even the great teams. So I can't sit here and expect us to match what we did this season. But it could be a situation where one season you have a crazy 100-win regular season and then tank in the playoffs, and then the next year you just scrape in with a wild card with like 89 wins, and then you go on a run in the postseason and win it all. We need to make the playoffs next year. That's for sure. And if we do, we got to do better than this. All right, folks. There goes the Orioles season in the trash. I still commend them for doing a fantastic job. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. Good Lord. Thanks for hanging out to the bitter end. Catch you in the spring, folks. Oh, yeah. Homer backing into the shrubs. I was doing that in game 2, man. Trust me. Like, yeah. My grieving stages had already come and gone. It's over. Like, there's, you know? What am I supposed to do? Go, oh, damn, we just missed out on that. No, we stunk it up from the get-go, and it only got worse. So, a lot to think about in the off season, but I hope the main focus is thinking about on what to do going forward, not what we did terribly here. You know, like don't dwell on this performance, guys. We'll see how the makeup of the team looks next year. Spring training. What are we talking about? Valentine's Day? What is that? November, December, January. 4 months. I'm 4 months away from getting excited again. All right? But I need these 4 months off. Jesus Christ. Have a good one. My Orioles, man. I tried, guys. 2024. Let's go.